Guys, Haxer here for another video, and today we're going to be doing a review of a nasal spray. So we're going to be doing something a little bit different from what we usually do with software reviews, but I wanted to talk about a nasal spray today. I've actually got one more nasal spray that I'm going to be reviewing after this one, but I was actually able to get some products from the company to try out, and so I just want to kind of give my experience and to talk a little bit about it, and also why I really think that nasal sprays are actually a really interesting and very good option for people that are trying to avoid getting sick, especially during the holiday season. So today what I'm reviewing is the Profi nasal spray here, and so this is what it looks like. I'm just going to show you what the box looks like in the front. So it comes in this nice little package here, and I'll show you what it looks like when you take it out of the box. And so this is what the actual nasal spray looks like. So you've got a little piece at the top here, you take the cap off, you insert this into one of your nostrils, and you apply a spray. And the purpose is, you can see on the back here, it gives you some information on how long this actually lasts. To create a barrier for about 8 hours. So the important things to know with the nasal sprays is that if you're in a situation where you can't wear a mask, for example, if you're going to dinner or if you're visiting with your family, this is a really great option because even in addition to getting your vaccinations, there are things like common cold, and all kinds of different things that you cannot be vaccinated for, which you can very easily pick up, whether it's at a family get-together or whatever it might be. So these are really great options to cover the broad spectrum range of things that you could potentially become infected with. Now, again, this is not medical advice. I'm just kind of speaking here on my own experience and what I've been able to observe so far. But it's also a really great option for people like myself who have family members that are immune compromised and doing just everything that we can to try and keep ourselves safe from getting sick. So what's really interesting with this particular spray, I actually had a chance to talk to the company and get some information about how it works. So there are several different sprays that are in the market, but usually most of these sprays are going to use one of two things. They either use an extract from red seaweed called carrageenan, or sometimes they'll use something like povidone iodine, which is another antiviral chemical that can be added into these different sprays to protect your nasal cavity. And the goal here, something that I see a lot of people misinterpret, is these sprays are not meant to be used after being exposed to a virus or something infectious. These sprays are meant to be used prior to visiting an area where you could be exposed to any form of virus, whether it is a cold virus, which there are many different kinds of viruses that cause the common cold, things like RSV, things like COVID. All of these different kinds of viruses are very easy to become exposed to in crowded environments. So with these nasal sprays, the purpose here is, again, if you apply this prior to visiting somewhere where you could be exposed, it's going to protect the nasal cavity. And depending on which spray you use, there are different ingredients that are going to protect the nasal cavity. Now, what's interesting with this spray is that this one uses something different from the standard carrageenan or povidone iodine. This uses gelin and pectin, which are naturally extracted ingredients. So there's no ingredients in here that really would give me concern. I like that they're naturally extracted ingredients. And even though the testing, which were some fair points made by some of the comments that I saw online, there's obviously very significant challenges in doing widespread testing with these different kinds of sprays. But the testing that was done in the kind of environments that the testing was done, there was supportive evidence that up to 8 hours this can provide protection. So I've been using this for a few months now, and I have not had any issues. I have not become sick. Now, I will comment that I use this spray in addition to other sprays. I'm going to be doing a review of one other spray that I've been using for quite some time, but this one I've been using for a few months since I got it from the company, and I have not become sick. My family has not become sick. But of course, the complicated part of this is that it's nearly impossible to provide 100% assurance that these things are going to work. There's really strong science with each of these sprays to support that they can protect the nasal cavity and to significantly reduce the chance of infection. But of course, these cannot 100% reduce the chance that you're going to become infected, especially depending on the level of exposure and what that particular virus or pathogen might be. All right, so what I wanted to show here is just if we go to the website on Profi's nasal spray, you can see that you've got some information on the actual product. But what I really like here is, again, just to kind of compare the price. So the first thing here is if we look at the price compared to some of the other options that are out there, it's $20.99 for the bottle. You can get about 90 sprays out of this product. Some of the other popular nasal sprays that are accomplishing kind of a similar purpose here, you've got things like Enovid, which is a little bit different. It uses a different product, a different chemical in here. So probably the most important ingredient in this particular spray is the nitric oxide, and that's what it's using to eliminate any kind of pathogens in the nasal cavity. But this one you can see ranges in price here, and it's about $100 for 2 packs, which comes out to $50 a bottle. Then if we compare that to something like betadine, betadine is another popular one that uses carrageenan, and it doesn't have as much information on how long it actually can protect your nasal cavity. And this is actually marketed as a solution for post-exposure. So it's a little bit different, but these are some of the most common ones that I've seen. So just for comparison, again, I think the price with Profi is very reasonable. It's somewhere in the middle. Betadine runs closer to around like the $20 mark. And again, with Profi, you can see here that they're currently on sale up to $25, but on sale it's about $20 here. So it's pretty reasonably priced, but most important here is the protection range. I've seen it range anywhere from 4 hours up to the higher end. It tends to be around that 8-hour mark, which Profi markets here. So what I really like about the spray, again, is the duration of protection that it can potentially protect your nasal cavity for is much longer than other products. In fact, the one that I'm going to be reviewing, the duration is a little bit shorter as well, but I'll go over some of those differences in that second review. But with this one, just really like the concept here. I like that it's all natural products. I also like, too, that with this particular spray, I don't notice any kind of burning, which, depending on which spray you use, the biggest things to consider is that some of these can burn or cause irritation if you have sensitive sinuses. So it's really important that you pick a spray that's not going to interfere. Now, not everyone is going to, with every spray, have the same reaction. So any spray could cause a reaction or irritation depending on your body. But this particular one, I didn't notice any issues. It is a bit of a thicker consistency because of that gelin and pectin that's in there. But after I applied it, I didn't have any prolonged burning. The smell was pretty light. It wasn't super noticeable. And while recently this product was back ordered, generally it's pretty easy to get this product here in the US. So depending on your location, that's another thing to consider as well, is that some of these nasal sprays can be more difficult to get than others. So just wanted to do a quick review on the spray and would be interested if anyone's tried it, what their experience has been. Again, I've been using it for a couple months now, just since I was able to get the product and to try it, and haven't had any issues. This is somewhat anecdotal evidence because, again, my experience is going to be unique. Many people have tried many different kinds of sprays, and they still can sometimes become exposed to a pathogen. They can get sick. But I think these are really great proactive measures to take to reduce your chances of getting sick, especially when you don't have the option to wear a mask or take other protective measures. So that's it for this video, guys. Just wanted to make a quick one to review Profi's nasal spray. I'll leave a link in the description. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching.